And I serve as the Executive Director of the Global Aviation Board. Thank you for being with us this morning. Mayor Mr. Andrew has a great vision for our city. The airport has been and remains a big part of his agenda to get us ahead. We have had great success at this airport in the last 6 years, and I'm proud to be part of his team. Ladies and gentlemen, Mayor Mr. Andrew.
Iftikhar, thank you so much. Thank you for all the work that you have done here, and thank all of you for coming for this spectacular announcement. I want to ask you guys to give a great New Orleans and a Louisiana welcome to Mr. Titus Johnson of Condor Airlines. We're going to hear from him in a minute. I also want to begin by thanking Cheryl Team, who has chaired the Aviation Board, and the other Aviation Board members that are with us, Michael Smith, Gary Smith. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you working so hard for the amount that we pay you. You do a fantastic job. And of course, to my partner for many, many years, who is now, was the mayor of Kenner and helped us work every day to make this airport a success for New Orleans, for Kenner, and for the River region, who's now the president of Jefferson Parish, President Mike Yanni. Mike, thank you. It's nice to see you. Also to our great Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungasser, who's leading the tourism efforts for the state of Louisiana. Billy, it's great to see you. You're doing a great job. To our council members that are with us today, Jared Brissett will be with us shortly. He is the chair of the Transportation Committee on behalf of the New Orleans City Council, who partners with the Jefferson Parish Council, and of course in partnership with the Kenner City Council, help keep us focused in our board of directors for all of us who have responsibility for running this airport. So I thank them for being here. Mike Heck, who is the COO of Greater New Orleans, Inc. Michael, thank you very much. Particularly to Greg Rusevich and to Steve Perry, who have helped lead this effort on behalf of the business community, along with Michael, to make sure that we create international flights, not only for tourism, but for economic development and economic growth. Thank you both for being here. Thank you very much. To all of the regional parish presidents, I know we have a lot of folks here from St. Charles Parish. To Larry, I said hi. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for the work that you guys are doing for Kenner. The city of New Orleans could not have this airport in the city of Kenner without the participation and full cooperation of the mayor and the city council. We thank you for allowing us to be here, and you guys have been great partners. So, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. So today we're here to make an announcement that we continue to be on a roll, that we have created a virtuous cycle of success in the city of New Orleans, in the business community, the government community, the private sector, the not-for-profit community, and of course amongst our economic development engines. And the New Orleans International Airport, make no mistake about it, is one of the biggest economic engines for the city of New Orleans and for the state of Louisiana. If you don't have people coming in and out of your city in a robust pace, either for business travel, for corporate travel, for tourism travel, or other things, you can't have commerce, the economy can't grow, you can't build generational wealth. But if you do, the sky is the limit. So today, as a result of all of the work that's been done over the past, with the new airport being built that's going to be finished in 2018, to the great reorganization of how the airport's being run, we now are seeing the success of our work because we've been able to convince great businesses like Condor that there's an opportunity here for them to move people, to make money, and to help not only us, but the relationship between Germany and the city of New Orleans really kind of be very robust. And so we are here to announce that starting in May of 2017, Condor is going to offer seasonal service twice weekly between New Orleans and Frankfurt, Germany. This is the first New Orleans transatlantic flight in decades. We're going to connect passengers, obviously, internationally. It's going to work for them, it's going to work for us, it's going to work for the state. And as I said, part of that virtuous cycle of success that has been created just in time for the 300th anniversary of New Orleans. Now, I want to just make this point that I make every day, that the new New Orleans way, the way that we win, the way that we outcompete everybody else is by making sure that everybody's at the table. Everything that is succeeding in New Orleans is succeeding because there is a partnership between the government, the private sector, the not-for-profit community, the faith-based community, all coming together, focused on the mission of one team, one fight, one voice, one city, so that we can go forward together and not leave anybody behind. That is the model that wins. That is the model that makes New Orleans an ascendant city rather than a descending city. And you can look all around the city of New Orleans right now, and this is true of Jefferson Parish, and see the growth in the economy. You can see the growth in the investments that are coming our way. And the way you know that we're winning is we have businesses like Condor saying, I want to be a part of your success and I want to partner with you, so we can continue to create partnerships not only in the city, around the region, but now between the city of New Orleans, the state of Louisiana, and our international partners. And in this instance, Condor just brings a great partnership. It's a great airline, it's a great business model, and as we approach our 300th anniversary, I just want you to know that New Orleans is on a roll, and we can continue to be that way, and one of the reasons is because we have partners like Condor Airlines. So Condor, thank you so much for having faith in us. You now have the business leadership of the city of New Orleans, all of the surrounding parishes in the state of Louisiana. We are completely committed, we're in. We not only want you here temporarily, we want you here permanently, and at the end of the day, tell the folks from where you're from that you decided to be a citizen in New Orleans and you're going to move here permanently. You guys, thank you very much. Help me welcome Mr. Titus Johnson, Vice President of North America and Caribbean, Thomas Cook Airline. Titus Johnson.
Well, thank you very much. I think one of the most important takeaways from today, I ask you to take away and tell the stakeholders here in New Orleans and Louisiana, is that from next summer, early summer, the 3rd of May, every time a Condor aircraft lands here in New Orleans, it automatically injects at least $500,000 every time into the community. So we're all about bringing investment in and creating opportunity. I have to say thank you to Iftikhar and his team here at New Orleans Airport for making this service possible. They've worked tirelessly with us to make it happen. And also to my team and management, senior management in Germany, particularly Dr. Jens Boyd and Wilkin Bellman, who are maverick planners and have the confidence to come into new markets and start successes. Condor is no stranger to the United States. We've been operating now as an airline for 60 years and 40 years to North America. We have a very successful business model. We start with a couple of flights a week and we grow the service. If you look at what we did in Portland last year, for example, we came into Portland, Oregon with 2 seasonal flights. We're now serving Portland 4 times a week in the summer. And we adopted the same model several years ago in Seattle, where we started with 2 flights a week, and now we're flying year-round. So this is the kind of opportunity we're bringing to the market. Well, what makes Condor a different and better airline? First of all, we're a very confident airline. We know what we do well, going into markets and developing them. And my pledge to you and to the communities here in New Orleans is that we will offer the best fares in the market. So from next summer, we will be selling fares from New Orleans to Frankfurt, one way, from $399. That's an economy. It's a market-leading fare. In premium economy, where you get an extra service, a bigger seat, more frills, those fares start from $649. And we offer a full business service as well with a lie flat bed and a full international European business class service. And we're selling those seats for $999 one way. We've got 18 business class seats to sell, lie flat beds for $999. And that's less than a third than what you'll pay by going via one of the major hubs here in the US. Now, we're going right into Frankfurt, which is the best hub in Europe. It's a seamless connecting hub. Condor and our partners can take you to over 120 destinations in Europe. We've just signed a fantastic agreement with China Eastern Airlines, so we offer seamless travel via Frankfurt to China and the East. So it's really connecting New Orleans with the world. This is what we're all about: best service, best fares. We'll continue to do more and more in New Orleans. The one thing I do ask is that we will pledge to bring a lot of opportunity from Europe directly into New Orleans, which is going to help your businesses and help the development and all the projects we've got going on here in New Orleans. And those passengers will go back and endorse Condor, they'll recommend Condor, and they'll recommend New Orleans. However, to make it really truly successful, we need support from both ends of the route. Please leave it to Condor and our team in Europe to make sure that we fill the plane with European passengers. I ask all of you to go back and to tell your communities, your stakeholders, your friends, your relatives about Condor service, the great fares we offer, because we need passengers from Louisiana and New Orleans. So let's make that happen. We will continue, and we pledge to offer the best fares in the market to make those trips to Europe possible through this great airport we have here and the great airport we have in Frankfurt. So together, let's make it happen in 2017, and Condor will come back with more service and more opportunities, both for Germany, Europe, and for Louisiana and New Orleans. Thank you very much.
We have the best board in New Orleans. Today we're joined by our several board members, Mr. Michael Spann and Mr. Gary Spann. Thanks to Mayor Landry, each one of these board members are extraordinary leaders in their fields. This board is chaired by its first woman chair. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Cheryl Taylor.
On behalf of the Aviation Board, I want to say first, 2 years ago, the mayor, and we talked about that over and over again. He said, there's some things I want at this airport. First, I want a new north terminal. Well, that north terminal is under construction, so check. He said, I want world-class service, flight service. Today we have 54 nonstop flights and 5 international destinations, and now we have another, so check. And he also said, I want incomparable customer service. So we've enhanced our customer service, check. We have delivered to the people of this city the things that the mayor has asked of us, and we're going to continue to build on that. And we're going to push forward as we move into the North Terminal with a great airport for the citizens of New Orleans. I'm so happy that my board members are here today. Thank you so much to all of you on the dais. We couldn't do it without this incredible public-private partnership that we have. We're thrilled about Condor, and we're excited about all the possibilities. So thank you so much to everyone at Louis Armstrong Airport. We have an incredible staff. If you work for Louis Armstrong, wave your hands in the air. All right. And we have a wonderful director, Dr. Carmine, and we're pushing forward, Mayor. We're continuing to blast off. So thank you.
The then Mayor Yanni partnership with Mayor Landry was one of the reasons we're seeing a new North Terminal being built out there. Now we rely on him as the president of Jefferson Parish. Ladies and gentlemen, President Mike Yanni.
Thank you, Iftikhar and Cheryl. You're right, y'all are working. I used to see Iftikhar at the gym at least once or twice a week. I haven't seen him in months, so I can tell you that much. But Iftikhar, you're keeping the weight off, so that's good. But let me say this. This is the Louis Armstrong International Airport. And that's what Mayor Landry has done. He's put that word international back into us with his hopes and dreams of what this can be. And I've heard him a million times talk about his one voice, one fight, one city. Now, Mayor, I want you to add something to it. One region, because that's exactly what he's done. He's brought this whole region together and got us focused on the future of Louis Armstrong International and where it can go from here. I've heard Michael Heck talk so many times. I've bought into all of his regionalism on the numbers numbers and the counts and what we need to be a full region, and looking at future airlines to come and be part of this area. Speaking to somebody from the military, when you think about the military in this region and the annual training people have to do in Frankfurt, Main, and those bases in Europe, what a great opportunity to not have to go through a million other hubs to get there. What an opportunity for the flyers, as they'll tell you, of all the people that leave this region daily that have to go to other hubs to go to Europe, will have that opportunity to go straight from here to Europe. So, Mr. Johnson, thank you so much. I commend y'all for what y'all are doing and bringing this great airline. And I think you have a city and a region that's going to support it. Ask Condor Airlines, right, Ernesto? Y'all are doing great. Copa's been a great addition to this airline, to this airport. And believe me, when they say the outlook is greater in the future, there's no question. There is no question. It took a visionary, it took somebody who saw the potential of this airport, a mayor that actually got engaged with an airport outside of the geographic region of his city. And I commend the mayor for doing that. I thank him for making sure he's done that. I thank Mayor Segura for continuing to do what we did in Kenner to support the airport and work with Iftikhar. The mayor retained the CAO, Mike Quigley. They have a great relationship, and that's going to keep humming along. And I tell you this, Kenner was always talked about being settled by Italians, but there were a number of Germans that settled right here in Kenner. Ask Jefferson Parish Councilman Ben Zahn, whose family's been here for decades. This was a good heritage for the German community. We actually host Oktoberfest in Rivertown, so we got to get y'all a booth out there so you can let the rest of the community know what's going to happen and what the potential is. So thank you very much. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you to this great airline for coming in. I certainly look forward to coming to this airport more. I think I've been here more recently and not gotten on a plane because of what Mayor Landrieu's done for this airport. I mean, it's amazing to go to an airport and not get on a plane, but we come here for good events like this to talk about the future and the potentials of Louis Armstrong International Airport. Thank you very much.
Our City Council is focused on getting New Orleans ahead every day, and we work very closely with them on airport. Today we have Transportation Committee Chair, Council Member Jared Brissett.
Good morning. Thank you, Iftikhar, for all of your leadership, the board. I want, on behalf of the City Council, we are in a meeting right now, so I'm going to be rushing away. In conjunction with Mayor Landrieu, congratulate Titus and Condor for coming to the city of New Orleans. We embrace you with open arms. This is about a shared economic prosperity for both our cities and our countries. We want to continue this momentum because, as you see, as our board chairwoman said, our airport is taking off and thousands and thousands of people are coming to New Orleans every day. It's a pleasure to just have you and the entire German community. As Mayor Yenny said, we have a stable population of German heritage in the city. I think you can fill a plane by offering some German beer in conjunction with our Deutsch House that will soon be under construction. But I want to thank everybody here for their partnerships. It's about leadership and working together to get us to this point, as well as our Lieutenant Governor and Steve Perry with the CBB, Greg Rusevich, and Michael Hackman's panel. So thank you.
Mr. Stephen Perry is a seasoned, steady hand and is part of our team to attract this international service to this great city. Mr. Stephen Perry, CEO of New Orleans Aviation, New Orleans City.
Thank you. First, all of our team in the business community would like to just acknowledge the mayor and thank him for the vision of getting us to where we are. You've got the best aviation board probably in history. You've got more strategic thinking and strategic innovation here than ever. And it's laying the groundwork for an explosive part of one of this region's largest industries. I wanted to put into perspective for you how this is important and why. It's been many, many years back in the 80s, since we've had a direct nonstop connection to Europe. This matters to the $7 billion conventions, special events, and especially leisure tourism industry, but it matters for economic development and growth. And Michael Heck is going to hit upon that. But how does this fit in for us, and why does this matter? This is coming, and Mr. Johnson, we deeply appreciate Condor and Thomas Cook Airline Group for making this announcement 1 week before we host the World Buyers of IPW. The largest international buying group is coming here a week from this weekend. We expect to do over 100,000 business appointments of flights into the United States, of visitors, tour operators, wholesalers, packagers, and brokers. And what does it mean to New Orleans and the region? For us, our goals coming out of this new flight, out of IPW coming, is to add $400 to $450 million to the top line of our businesses in our community and our region. That means more tax revenues, that means more jobs, and having this symbolically is important as it is substantive. And we're going to put up from the CVB several $100,000 to join in the marketing that Condor is doing. And for all of you, we want you to know what an incredible partnership we have in New Orleans with the CVB, with the State Office of Tourism, the Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism, run by the Lieutenant Governor, Mayor Landrieu for 8 years, and now Billy Nungesser as being an extraordinary partner. We have an office in Frankfurt. We have offices, in fact, in Paris, London, and Frankfurt. With the injection of new money and the re-energizing of what we're able to do, Mr. Johnson, we are going to try to keep this plane filled every day, and both ways. We're going to work on it both ways for you. So thank you for your commitment. You have the commitment of our entire business community, of our state government, of our mayor, and all of the huge tourism infrastructure. We want this to be a profitable venture for you, and you have our commitment that will.
Our Lieutenant Governor is in charge of tourism in the entire state. Today, we are honored to have him here with us. Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and your team. Once again, you've outdone yourself. This is a great opportunity for all of Louisiana. Steve mentioned the international travel, the show coming up in a couple weeks. We know the international traveler stays longer and spends more money. But New Orleans is the hub where people come and venture out around the state. And we have a better opportunity with the international traveler to get them to visit other areas of Louisiana and stay longer. This is a great opportunity with the last name like Nungesser being German. I'm excited. I look forward to filling one of those seats, heading back, and also to partnering with the city to market Germany tourists to come here to make sure we add to those flights and continue to grow your airline here in Louisiana, here in New Orleans. So thank you very much. It's a great day for Louisiana.
Michael Heck has been a great partner in attracting international air service to New Orleans. Looking at times, the times that he texts me, I'm convinced that he does not sleep. Michael Heck, CEO of JP.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor and Iftikhar, Mr. Johnson, and all of our partners who spoke here before me. Today is a tremendous day. It's one more flight for one of the fastest growing airports in the country, but it is one giant leap forward for Greater New Orleans, because today is the day that New Orleans, America's most European city, once again reconnects with Europe. Now, you've heard what this means in terms of tourists and conventions. Let me give you a little bit of sense of what this means in terms of raw economic numbers. Even I was surprised at how good they are. Germany is the #2 most frequent investor in Louisiana. They've had 14 projects here since 2003. Germany is one of the top 5 foreign employers. in Louisiana, and there are 45 German companies currently active in Louisiana. And then bringing it down, or actually expanding it rather, in terms of all of Europe, because of course we're going to be able to connect to over 100 destinations in Europe. Louisiana is #1 for foreign direct investment per capita in the country right now, and 65% of those companies that are investing are European, largely under the effort that's been led by the International Board of Commerce and Greg Rusevich. 4 out of 5 top employers in Louisiana are European, and 5 out of the top 5 employers in New Orleans are European. Overall, according to a study from the University of North Carolina, 1 international flight, just 1, generates $1.4 billion of economic impact and 14,000 jobs over 25 years. And this is why international flights have been a top priority for us at GNO Inc. for many years. But actually, and this was touched on, let me say it again, the significance of today goes beyond the flight. It demonstrates in very dramatic fashion that as important as our culture is, important as our economic assets are, our greatest advantage in post-Katrina New Orleans, without doubt, is our teamwork. Our international flight team, led by our captain, Iftikhar Ahmad, Stephen Perry on the tourist side, Greg Rusevich on the international business side. This is the difference maker. Airlines have told us so. And then our partnership that we all enjoy, led by the mayor and the city of New Orleans, with Jefferson Parish, the Aviation Board, the state of Louisiana, the Convention Center, and so many others. This is the reason why New Orleans has not only come back, but has come back better than ever. And to our partners at Condor, I recall a German expression, Anfangen ist leicht, beharren eine Kunst. And what that means, I believe, is that starting is easy. Persistence is an art. And I promise you, Titus, that our persistence is our highest art form. And that all of us here on stage and all of us in the community are going to persist and ensure that you have great success in New Orleans for years to come. Thank you. Vielen Dank.
So we have an internal joke that this next speaker, you know, if we don't get a flight to Europe, a NASA flight, then he's going to get a plane and start piloting back and forth. And so we're saving you from all of that today. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Rusevich, Chair of Louisiana Board of International Commerce.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Iftikhar. You've been a true brother through all of this. Iftikhar is incredible and has really taken the aviation board and our airport and our community to literally new heights. So thank you, Iftikhar. It's an honor to work with you and Stephen Perry and Michael Hecht. And Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for your incredible leadership and support of all we're doing and all that you're doing in the community and the tremendous progress in our community. And also our parish leaders, President Yenny, thank you so much, and thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for the support. And Cheryl, obviously, thank you, and Jared, thank everyone up here. But I want to really make the point to thank Condor, because this is a tremendous vote of confidence in our community. And I want to assure Condor that we will not let you down. We will be working tirelessly, as Stephen Perry mentioned earlier, in Germany, actually going into the German market and putting dollars into that to support this flight. We'll be working throughout Europe, throughout our offices in Europe to support the flight. And here in New Orleans, we will be tireless. We've got a really cohesive group amongst the business community, the hospitality community, the Mayor Landrieu's leadership, public sector, private sector. We're all together as a cohesive unit that is so grateful and so appreciative to Condor to take this step and move forward with the community. We're going to move forward with you. We'll support you every single way, in every single format, and make sure this flight is a success. You have our absolute word on this. You're giving us an opportunity to bring New Orleans beautiful jazz and culture and architecture and overall music and business and Southern hospitality and charm and business to the world. And so you're giving us an opportunity to bring New Orleans one step closer to the world and the world one step closer to New Orleans. And for that, we are grateful and we will make this work. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, record passengers accomplished, highest ranking ever among other airports that we've ever had before, accomplished, highest number of airlines, accomplished, highest non-stop destination that we've ever had in the history of this airport, accomplished, non-stop to Latin America, Mr. Mayor, accomplished, non-stop to Canada, accomplished, non-stop to Mexico, check, non-stop to Caribbean, accomplished, lowest fares, Mr. Nargasser, lowest fares in the state, accomplished, and now non-stop to Europe, accomplished. Mr. Mayor, I think you need to give us a thank you for joining us today. Please look at that cake. It's really, really beautiful. And please go and buy Condor tickets to Frankfurt. Thank you.